Okay, we are going to set up for our wet felted project where we're going to make the autumn felt. So I put a piece of plastic sheeting. This is just a piece of a plastic bag that I'm reusing. Then I've got a towel that I've doubled over. Okay, and then we've got our bubble wrap from the box. Lay that on there. And that's going to serve as our template. Okay, then the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to blend up your wool. So say you pull two pieces here out of your stash of wool that I sent you. So if you just kind of grab the ends, whoopsie, and pull, you're basically going to start blending these fibers together, right? And that way you won't have dramatic color changes in your wool. So when I did the first wool sheet, that was something that kind of bothered me. You don't have to do this. You could do it the way I did it in the tutorial, and you're going to have just different sections that commingle. But I kind of like the blended look better. I feel like it's more authentic to what you do see outside in the trees. So all you have to do is just, like I said, do this pull. There's like a white hair in there. Just do this little pulling method and it will blend it a lot more. And then you've got all these pretty fall colors. I'm just setting these down. This is not the layout process yet. I'm just trying to mix some more colors up from the color stash. And I mean, some of them, like when I made the fairy, I had these pieces left over that I had pulled off as I shortened her dress and such. So then I'm going to throw these in to the project. And they're already kind of partially blended because they were blended on her dress a little bit, right? Okay. All right, let's get some browns in here and some greens in here. I've got different textured greens mixed in mine. Some of you will have that and some of you will not. It just depends. All right. So many beautiful colors this time of year if you are in a place where the leaves change. So it was kind of fun to pick out all these different wools and try to figure out which are going to most represent, the leaves. And so many leaves have so many different colors on them as they change. Oh, look at that. Isn't that beautiful blend there? So pretty. Okay. Okay. I don't have any, well, I do have some. Let's add a little bit more yellow. So also, this is a great way if you've got pieces left over from projects, or you've got like little tiny pieces like this, anything like that. This is a good way to use up those pieces. So I just kind of went around my studio and grabbed a bunch of the colors, little pieces that I pulled off or things like that to use. I sent you a beautiful ball of wool that I handed for you. I'm using the sloppy seconds over here, but that's okay, because that's, you know, like whatever pieces you have left over, you can save and use for projects like this. I mean, look at how beautiful that is. And that was all just little scrappy pieces that I just blended in this like almost fire blend. Lovely. Okay, so I'm gonna start spreading these out like I showed you in the tutorial. So I'm just gonna grab some of my blended pieces. So this bubble wrap, the size of it is going to dictate the size of your felt sheet. So you want to stretch out your fibers, fluff them out basically. It'll help them interlock and felt faster. Some of mine are going over the edge, so I'm just kind of bringing them in. Okay, and then you're gonna overlap. So I went right over that, overlapped it. I'm gonna slide that up so you can see the other end. Okay, I'm gonna fluff that out and overlap it again. So we're all going this direction. Okay. And now we'll keep going across. I'm gonna slide that down so you can see the top. All right, so when I go to lay the next row, I'm also gonna overlap it. Make sure your fibers are all going this direction. Slide that up so you can see I got a piece of who knows what in there. I'm just pulling that out. All right, we're gonna fluff and overlap. Okay, and then let's put some of the brown on. I'll slide down. All right, so I gotta fix some of the fibers a little bit. They're a little wonky. That's okay. That way you don't see through it so much. Let's see, so I need to add a little bit more of the brown. So let's blend some more brown. You can see the difference on how it looks if I just lay it down on there versus like, you know, here where it's blended in. So you can see that there's a big difference there. But even if I just lay it down like this, then pick that up, fold it, right? And then just go like that. It's going to start blending it. You know, it's almost like you can cut the deck of a card stack, and then you can lay it back down, and it's blended up better. Just a little trick for you. stack that up there. And then we're going to disperse in some green into there to cover up some of those gaps. All right, so now that we've got one single layer, I can't zoom out. Okay, sorry. Well, I've got a single layer, so now I'm going to go back and I'm going to do another layer on top to make sure that we've got enough wool so we don't have like a really thin sheet that's got holes in it when you go to cut out the leaves. So now I'm going to go that way on top of the fibers. Already laid down. Remember to fluff them out. All right, so I'm just filling in any kinds of gaps there. Then I'm going to keep working on that. Blend some different reds together, lay those on top. Okay, so we just really want to make sure we got it nice and covered. So you just go back over any areas that you're not sure about and add a little bit more. Oops, sorry, did not mean to do that. Okay, so now I'm going to blend some of these greens and browns together. Okay, and then just start laying those. Okay. Line that up. All right, so the entire sheet has been laid. Okay, so the next step that you want to do is you want to heat your water and get that ready with some soap. Because what you're going to do now I'm using a dark color tool just so you can see it on camera instead of a white that I sent you. So you want to cover that with the tool to lock everything in place, and then you are going to be adding the water on top of here. So yeah, heat up your water, make sure it's not too hot. You want to be able to touch it without burning yourself, and have, you know, a good amount of soap, or you can use a bar soap. And you want to have some soap on hand though, because you're going to want to continue to add soap to make sure that you get this really condensed down. All right, be back in a minute.